back into it. I can do it, put your ass into it. You can do it, put your back into it.
What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram and Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. Now 2001 was a very interesting time for female hip-hop. Eve dropped Scorpion, Foxy Brown dropped Broken Silence, and Missy Elliott dropped Miss E, So Addictive. Another lesser known act that dropped an album around this time period is none other than Chicago's own Miss Toy. Her first taste of the music industry came when she played the role of the other woman in the music video His Mine for the R&B group Monk and Steph. Around the same time, Toy started to make a name for herself on the local dance scene in Los Angeles. Her big break came when she landed a gig as the lead dancer for a girl group called Thick and the Girls. When I got back, I was in a group called Thick and the Girls. I was dancing at first. However, every night after the show, people would come up to me like I was the main person. I would introduce the fans to everyone that was in the group. I had that kind of love that was already there. She recalls how people would come up to her after dancing on stage and compliment her on how good she was. But underneath it all, she yearned to be a rapper. The next person to make an impact on her career was Brooke Payne, also known as Ronnie DeVoe's uncle. This was Miss Toy's first management team. Through them, she recorded one of her first rap songs, Lifestyles of the Rough and Sexy. Now from an early age, Miss Toy loved to write. Her gift of writing brought her life and passion for music into focus, and the support she got from her boyfriend did not hurt either. The guy I was dating at the time drove a limo. He came home one day and heard me rapping to a Bonnie and Clyde theme and told me that whoever gets in his car the next time, he was going to tell them about me. The next person was Ronnie DeVoe's uncle, Brooke Payne, and that was my first manager. After touring with Ronnie DeVoe and coming back to Los Angeles, Toy linked up with the rap group Militia, who released the smash single, Let's Burn.
Keep burning till it sets on the west side. Just ride, stay high all night, let's just ride.
She was featured on the remix of this version, but after the single's success, nothing much transpired. I joined the rap group Militia with Mr. Tan and 3 other guys. We had this song called Let's Burn the Remix that hit the West Coast airwaves, and that's when my name started buzzing. 1997 was supposed to be the release date for Militia's album, but after many technical and business differences, Toy decided to leave the group and pursue a solo career. Now her career took a giant leap when one night, out of the blue, her friend K Mac, a member of the Comrades, called Toy to come into the studio and help Ice Cube finish recording a single. Ice Cube was recording the single, You Can Do It, and the crazy thing is, he was getting ready to scrap the entire song altogether before Toy came into the studio.
You can do it, put your back into it. I can do it, put your ass into it.
You Can Do It was a popular single, and it's the second single from the Next Friday soundtrack. One of my good friends from the 90s rap group The Comrades, K Mac, was in the studio with Ice Cube and they were doing the song You Can Do It, but they didn't have the right person. They had already had 2 people do the song, but they didn't like them. Thinking of me, K Mac called me and asked if I could come do a hook for Ice Cube. I had already met him, so I'm like, of course. We did the hook and it came out, and a couple weeks later that was the single. Also, Miss Toy joined the legendary Up in Smoke tour, and as any artist would believe, after being in one of the biggest hip-hop tours in history, Toy thought she was about to get a deal with Ice Cube. However, after countless efforts, Toy came to realize that if Cube's team really wanted to sign her, they would have made a better effort to get their deal done. Now just as one door closes, another one opens, and Miss Toy's new national stardom gave her the momentum she was searching for. Several different record labels started calling, and soon she was the one being pursued. Toy then landed a deal with Universal and released her first solo album titled That Girl. The project essentially had no hits and failed to make it to the Billboard 200 despite having a star-studded cast such as Nelly and the St. Lunatics, MC Ren, and E40. I signed my deal before I went on tour. During the tour, I worked on different songs and finished the album after the tour. Miss Toy dropped the single Hand Clap for her debut album, but it never had any commercial appeal, so ultimately, Toy had to leave the label. Now as a whole, Miss Toy's debut album was not received very well by the public. Some people thought it sounded dated, placing her far behind rappers like Foxy Brown and Eve. Now after not doing well with her debut, Miss Toy refrained from releasing any albums for about 6 to 7 years. She returned around 2007 with another project, Not Your Average Chick, and also managed to get a new deal. When I finally met with the label House of Hawk, which is run by 2 individuals by the name Paul and Corey, I got 2 cats working with me right now that believe in what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, we had our fights to make the album happen, and that's how it ended up being a clean album. I liked the fact that they wanted to bring in different things and tackle my brain and see what else I was able to do as an artist. So I took everything else back that I gave them. I really found myself in the transition with the label because I knew if I was able to give them something and they were able to give me something, then both sides would be happy. Now Not Your Average Chick was considered an underground album. It didn't really hit any charts. And unlike her first album, which had big name features, her second had none. Needless to say, this album was a flop. Now, not dropping an album for 6 or 7 years seems to be a trend for Miss Toy. After dropping her second album, she returned around 2013 to drop her single for her next project of the same name, titled I Am Warrior. Needless to say, this album was a flop as well. Before this, she dropped a mixtape around 2010 called Corporate Thug, and before this she appeared on a project called Hustle Hard Part 2 alongside Cliche. Nelly appeared on Be Like Me. They also had a track with Nate Dogg, and E40 appeared on a track called Work a Twist. Now after dropping I'm a Warrior Part 1, Miss Toy released I'm a Warrior Part 2 around 2014, a continuation of the previous project. I'm a Warrior was essentially Miss Toy's last studio album. Now for the most part, Miss Toy's biggest highlight in her career was appearing alongside Ice Cube on You Can Do It. Ever since then, she failed to recapture that moment and hasn't dropped a song on that level ever since. Needless to say, Miss Toy is still thankful for the opportunity to have once worked with Ice Cube. Many artists don't get the chance to make a long-lasting hit record. Before I even knew what it was going to be like, it felt special, and now it really is. Because hip-hop is not the same. I'm thankful to have been a part of that. It was a classic time. According to her, she was added to the publishing credits for You Can Do It, so according to her, every time the song gets played, she gets paid.
Females, what they need to do is know how to do be the engineer, know how to do this. Now, how many things in this industry do you know how to do?
Okay, well, first of all, I learned how to write, be a writer, and learn how to own it. By registering my music when I became an artist. I started up with BMI long before. Somebody was like, you get a hit, you're gonna make money for the rest of your life. That's all somebody had to tell me one time, and I believed it.
Now around 2017, Miss Toy revealed the real reason why she disappeared off the map after her first album. I had a record deal with Universal, a R&B budget, and was able to co-executive produce the first album. When 9/11 happened, Universal paid me and gave me all of my ownership to my music. After being let go from Universal, I got back into the love of music and recorded I Am a Warrior. I had to create this warrior movement because I'm a female in hip-hop that has not been recognized. Now from Miss Toy's point of view, if September 11 didn't happen, she probably would still have a deal with Universal. That one moment was a huge turning point in her career. Now after dropping her 2017 mixtape, Miss Toy went on to release singles such as Roses in 2017 and All My Life in 2018. After this, she disappeared for a while and showed up around 2020 to drop another project. She dropped Unleashed in that year. From 2021 onwards, she dropped more projects. She dropped Vibe around 2021, HBIC Work in that same year, On Everything in 2022, and Miss Toy Presents The Session in that same year. From the looks of things, Miss Toy seems to be releasing a lot of music recently, as she probably realized that in this climate, if you want to sell more, then you gotta flood the market. In essence, Miss Toy is one of those rappers who came and went. One of her biggest career highlights was featuring on a song with Ice Cube and then going on tour with him on the Up in Smoke tour, but ever since then Miss Toy has struggled to find momentum. She dropped an album with a couple of big name features, and I'm talking about her album called That Girl, but even with the help she could not move a lot of units. Now despite putting in a lot of work and dropping music consistently, especially in the last couple of years, Miss Toy still has no hits of her own, and I think that's something that hurt her career in the long run, as her biggest accomplishment was her feature on a song with Ice Cube, making her a no-hit wonder. Now Miss Toy has a website called MissToyMusic.com where she posts her music and uploads videos of her YouTube show, A Lovely Radio. She also sells merch on the website as well. Miss Toy is still very active on social media and is essentially a rapper/content creator now. Miss Toy gets a groundbreaking 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and her most popular songs on the platform are Keep Moving, Is There a Problem, Blow a Lot of, Play With Me, and Only in California.
This work, you can listen to it, and every time it's
Yeah.
great. It sounds great, man.
Okay, a backstory.
When last time you performed it? Let me stop you.
In
right
Atlanta.
Okay.
How long
On the
ago?
29th.
Oh.
It was my show on the 31st.
Let's
I
get
just
it
left.
then.
I just did. You
I
can
just
do
wanted
it.
to just put it.
In
I
the
want to make sure
A-Town.
they know.
They know.
That's it for me, it's your boy Ali. What happened to Miss Toy in your opinion? Let me know it down below. Video requests, be sure to let me know as well. New What Happened To video dropping next week. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.